All right. Okay. So, till in the last session, we discussed that Rama, Vishwamitra, they all visited the Ahalya, Gautama's ashrama, and they delivered Ahalya Devi there. And after that, they now proceed towards the Mithila city. So, after reaching the Mithila city, they saw that it was filled with Brahmanas. They saw demigods. There were few demigods, the sages, Maharshis. And all of them, they got to a place where there is sufficient water and where there is no disturbance from others, where it's very peaceful. And they found out a place like that. Vishwamitra Muni said, Rama, keep looking for a place like that, where it is very peaceful, where there is water. So we'll all settle there. So Rama, Lakshmana, they all searched and they found out the place. And Vishwamitra Muni, they also liked it. So they temporarily settled on banks of some a pond. And as soon as Rama comes there, Rama, Lakshmana, and Vishwamitra and his group, they settle there. Janaka Maharaj, who is the king of the Mithila city, he comes to know that Vishwamitra Muni, along with Rama and Lakshmana, they come there. He just knows that Vishwamitra Muni has come. That's all. He doesn't know Rama and Lakshmana have come. So he comes there along with his priest. And his priest, family priest, is Shatananda. So along with Shatananda, Janaka Maharaj, he comes there and with pleasure, he greets Vishwamitra Muni and says that, my dear Muni, we are doing a yajna and there are only 12 days for completion of this yajna. And they had few exchanges of conversations. And after that, he looked at Rama and Lakshmana. And Janaka Maharaj, he said, Imau Kumaro Bhadram te Devatulya Parakramau Gajasimhakati Virau Shardula Vrishabhopamau Padmapatra Vishalakshau Khadgatuni Dhanurdharau Ashvina Vivarupena Samupasthita Yauvanau Yadrchayaiva Gam Praptau Devaloka Devamarau Katham Padbhyamiha Praptau Kimartham Kasyavamune. So looking at them, he automatically started glorifying these two kids. The first one he said is Imau Kumaro Bhadramte. Immediately he said, these two kids, you be very safe first. Bhadramte. And then he said, it looks like you're so valorous. You are powerful like demigods. And you are very audacious like elephants, Gajasimha, both like elephants and lions. And he's looking at those kids and asking questions to Vishwamitra Muni. Why are these kids following you? They look like as if they travel in great chariots. Padmapatra Vishalaksha. Their eyes look like lotuses. They look so handsome and beautiful. Who are they? And Vishwamitra Muni then he says that, I was performing a yajna and some demons were disturbing it. So I brought these two kids from Dasharath Maharaj, and they protected my sacrifice. Now they wanted to see the bow of Shiva. And while coming here, now we entered into the Gautama Muni's ashram, and because of Rama, Ahalya Devi got delivered. Immediately, the priest of Janaka Maharaj, who was standing next, he became very, very happy. Why? Because Ahalya Devi is his mother. So he heard that his mother got delivered. And he felt so happy. Then Shatananda, he glorifies Rama, Lakshmana, and everyone. And then he says, Rama and Lakshmana, do you know who is this Vishwamitra Muni? He's not an ordinary person. He's a great Brahmarshi. He's a great sage. So, Vishwamitra Muni says that he's called as Brahmarshi, and that stage is very difficult to attain. It is these are different stages in this material world. A person first is Rishi. He's called as Rishi. That means a sage. So he has to do some kind of austerities, very severe austerities, that too in those ages. Only then he'll be called as a Rishi. Then from there, he becomes a Rajarshi. And the Rajarshi is the next level. Then from Rajarshi, the next level is Maharshi. And above Maharshi is a Brahmarshi. Okay, they are great sages. So, Shatananda, who is the priest of Janaka Maharaj, he is explaining to Rama Lakshmana the glories of Vishwamitra Muni. He says, see, this personality who is acting as your guru, he was a king. He was ruling this planet Earth as a great king with dharma and with peace and prosperity. And once with his great army, he went on a tour. Normally, that is, they say Dandayatra. So these great kings, right? They who have the power of who are very powerful, like in the sense their army, and they follow the dharma very nicely. So they go on Dandayatra along with his army, like to conquer the neighboring kingdoms. So they won't disturb any kingdom where the king is very pious and he's very nicely ruling. Because all, we say birds of a feather flock together. So all the kings who rule the planet as per the dharma, they all like birds of the same feather. So they wouldn't, he did not disturb. But those who were not pious or irreligiously, they were ruling the kingdoms. To them, he would declare a war. So the war was only conducted based on the dharma. If the opposite king, is he following the dharma? Is he conducting the kshatriya principles properly or not? Otherwise, the person who is in ruling, he will go and he'll fight with them. That is Dandayatra. So this Vishwamitra Muni, he was going on a tour and he covered all the places on the earth. So before going back to his palace, he went to Vasishtha Muni's ashram. Now, Vasishtha Muni, who is Vasishtha Muni? We all know that he is the guru of the entire Ikshvaku dynasty and was waiting for Lord Rama's appearance. He knows he is also of that. He is a great sage. He is also of that highest level of Brahmarshi. And he knew that Lord Rama is going to take birth in this dynasty. And he remained as guru from the first person, from Ikshvaku himself. He didn't die. He's that old. So he had his ashram outside. He never stays within the city limits. All the Brahmanas or the great sages, they don't live within the city limits. They live outside in a very small hut, near to a lake or near to a river, like that. So before going back, Vishwamitra Muni, when he was before going back to his palace, he visited Vasishtha Muni's ashram. And Vasishtha Muni, he gave a very nice hospitality to Vishwamitra. And after that, they spoke for some time. And then Vishwamitra said, okay, it's time for me to take leave from you. But Vasishtha Muni said, no. So you have done a great service to this earth planet by killing all the demoniac kings. So I want to give a great hospitality to your army as well. and you all have arrived during the lunch time. So it is my duty to feed all of you. And I know the army is very hungry. So Vishwamitra Muni was thinking how he's going to. My army is not a small army. It is Akshauhinis, so many Akshauhinis. There is a statistics. One Akshauhini will have how many, like 24,000 chariot riders along with the chariots. There's double of that will be 24 into 2, like for triple of that will be what is that, cavalry, the horse riders, and then there will be same amount of elephant riders. Then I think around 120,000 soldiers who fight on foot. So this is the entire statistics is together is called one Akshauhini. And Vishwamitra Muni had many Akshauhinis, and they're all waiting around near Vasishtha Muni. I'm waiting for the order of the king. But Vasishtha Muni said, no, I'll give it. So immediately he ordered Subala, the cow, a cow name called Subala. Subala is a child of Kamadhenu cow. So, and he ordered that, Subala, you create all the things required for the entire army, and you give, nice hospitality to them. So Valmiki Maharshi writes, Rasenannena panena lehya choshyena samyutam annanam nichayam sarvam srijasva shabalettvara. So it is sometimes called as Subala and sometimes also Shabala. So he says, Shabala, you create heaps of savory foodstuffs. It should, those foodstuffs should be like crunchy foods. There should be drinkable items like soft drinks. It should be very sweet tasting, like honey. Dishes with sweet dishes, and then squeezable items like pulpy fruits, and you be very quick. So Vasishtha Muni ordered this like this. Immediately, all the food appeared like a mountain in front of the army. And for each person in the army, the dishes were served to him. The favorite dishes for that person were served in front of him. For each person in the army. And Vishwamitra was astonished. And all of them were, everybody were keep on like filling their stomachs to their necks, until their necks. And Vishwamitra Muni was shocked. So he said, Vasishtha Muni, I will give you 1,00,000 cows, 100,000 cows. You give me this one Shabala cow. And he gives the reason why you should give. He says, because you're living in my kingdom. And as per the rules and regulations, anything that is there in that kingdom, it actually belongs to the king. So he gives us reason. So because you're living in my kingdom, and everything within this kingdom belongs to me as I am the king. So it is your dharma to give me your cow. And he doesn't wait. He immediately goes, if you do not give, I'll take it away from you. And Vasishtha Muni said, you see, my dear king, all my sacrificial performances, all the yajna that I do, all my daily rituals, duties, they're all dependent on this cow. It is my life. So I'll not be able to give her to you. Then again, so this is like bargaining with such a superior personalities. Then he said, I will give you 14,000 elephants decorated with gold jewelries. They are decorated with gold chains. Then he said, 800 gold chariots I will give, 12,000 horses with gold. I mean, the horses who are like, there'll be a lot of ornaments on the horses. So like just how the cow and horses, all these, ornated, gold ornaments, 12,000 horses, and I will give you 1 crore. 1 crore is approximately 10 million. 10 million normal horses. You tell me whatever you want, I will give you. You tell me how much you need. See, this is the position of a Brahmana, great Vaishnava, Brahmana. They are not, they cannot be satisfied or pacified with any kind of a material things. So if a Brahmana is given 3 dhotis, what he would do? If he is given 4 dhotis, he will keep 3 dhotis with him and 1 dhoti he will donate. That is, as Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, that dana, to accept dana and also to give dana. That is one of the duty of a Brahmana. So Vasishtha Muni is a great sage. He has elevated himself even from a Brahmana platform. And even when, suppose, a king donates so many thousands and thousands of cows to the Brahmanas, they only take that much donations as much it is required for them to live. Rest everything they donate. And they don't okay, I'm, he'll not put a board and saying that I'm donating, or whoever wants to come, they can come and take. No, they have to see the patra. Patra means whether he is eligible to take, the qualification of that person. Based on that qualification, they again, they donate. So that is why, we saw previously that when Rama was born, the king normally they donate entire kingdom to the Brahmanas, but the Brahmanas, they don't keep it. They say that we are not, we don't want to be entangled into this ruling. It is, you are the best ruler, so we donate everything back to you. And then again, the king gives some amount to Vasishtha Muni. Vasishtha Muni is his priest, and he says, "No, you know which is good, so you donate accordingly." Then he, as per their status and their livelihood, he was donating it. So Brahmana, they're very happy with 1 cow is sufficient for them, 1 or 2. If they're having an ashrama with 50 people, maybe around for 20, 30 cows, that's all. They don't need much. So Vasishtha Muni said, I cannot give. So Vishwamitra, he, without taking any permission from Vasishtha Muni, he forcibly took the Shabala cow away from the hermitage. And it was not even like to come to the stage of a cow. It is a calf. So this calf somehow escaped, and it came to Vasishtha Muni and asked, why did you leave me? Have I committed any mistake? Then Vasishtha Muni explains all that happened. You see, I did not leave you. This Vishwamitra Muni, he thinks that he is the most powerful man, and with that ego, he is taking you. Then the calf asks, why didn't you protect me? Then Vasishtha Muni says that, see, if you have no power, then it is my duty to protect you, because you are completely dependent on me, just like how a father protects a son or a daughter. But I am living with your grace. You created so much of food to give the hospitality. You also have the power to create a great army. Immediately the Subala cow, it says Amba Ravam. That means it shouts. And the moment it shouts, a great army appeared from the various parts of her body. And this army was fighting with Vishwamitra Muni's army. And all the soldiers, they were slowly and slowly they were dwindling. And many soldiers in the Vishwamitra Muni's army, they were getting killed. Looking at this, 100 sons, Vishwamitra Muni had 100 sons. Those 100 sons, they came and tried to attack Vasishtha Muni. And Vasishtha Muni, just with his breath, hunkaram, just like how Kapila Muni, he did it, and all the 60,000 sons of Sagara Chakravarti were burnt into ashes. Like that, he did a hunkara, and just with his breath and the sound, he killed all the 100 sons. And Vishwamitra Muni was completely defeated. And he went back. He was very angry. And he analyzed. My Kshatriya energy was not able to even face the energy of a Brahmarshi. So, for revenge, he wanted to destroy the position of Brahmarshi's energy with his penance and tapasya. So he left his kingdom, he went to the northern part of the India and started doing the penance in Himalayas for Lord Shiva. It was a great penance. So when Shiva appeared, he said that I must know all the art of military science, the entire Dhanur Vidya I should know. Everything I should know immediately. Not that, see, normally when a knowledge is given, the guru gives one mantra and then the shishya takes that one mantra, then the next mantra he gives, then the second mantra the shishya takes, like that. It will take a very long time. So Vasishtha Muni is saying, no, I wanted all the military science, everything I should know immediately. Then Lord Shiva blessed, yes, sure. You will get all the knowledge of the Dhanur Veda immediately to you. Now Vishwamitra Muni, he ran towards Vasishtha Muni's ashram and he started releasing all the weapons, astras and shastras, everything, whatever he learned from Shiva, from the penance, he used it and he attacked Vasishtha Muni. And Vasishtha Muni's garden, it got damaged, destroyed. A lot of the hermitage, ashrama was destroyed. The land was destroyed. Animals were running with fear. And Vasishtha Muni was inside. He was peaceful. So he came out of the cottage and saw all this mess. Immediately, Vasishtha Muni, to teach a lesson, he took his Brahmadanda. Brahmadanda is a stick which the sages use when they're seated. So they keep their hand on that Brahmadanda and they chant. It's a stick, like a staff, we say, how Krishna has a staff. If you see in the deities, Darshan, Krishna holds a staff like that. So that is called Brahmadanda. The sages use it. It is to give support to their hand as they chant. And it is raised it in the air. So he uses the Brahmadanda and he shows it to the Vishwamitra Muni. A bright light, it started shining from it. And that effulgence coming out of the Brahmadanda consumed all the military weapons that were created by Vishwamitra Muni. All the shastras, astras, everything that Vishwamitra Muni was releasing, everything is consumed by this effulgence of Vasishtha Muni's Brahmadanda. Now again, there was nothing left with Vishwamitra Muni. So now he went to the southern direction because he came to zero. All the power was gone. So again, he went back. He went to southern direction now. Again, with an intent of revenge, he started doing a great penance with his wife for 1,000 years. Then Brahma appeared and said, with all your penance, you have reached to the stage of Rajarshi. That's all. Vishwamitra Muni was not satisfied. He said, I wanted to become a Brahmarshi. And I have only reached to the stage of Rajarshi. And he was upset. The demigods cannot bestow upon me what I want. And during this time, there was a king whose name is called Trishankhu. And Trishankhu also comes in the Ikshvaku dynasty only. Same, Rama's dynasty. And you see, not all the times, even Ikshvaku dynasty had certain bad kings like, uh, Asamanjasa, and this is another bad king. His name is Trishankhu. So Trishankhu, he went to his guru, and his guru is what? Who is the guru for Ikshvaku dynasty? It is Vasishtha Muni. So he went to Vasishtha Muni and asked him that, my dear guru, I want to go to heaven with my body. Vasishtha Muni said, no, you're not eligible for that. You don't have the qualification, so it's not possible. You cannot go like that to heaven. Actually, he should have asked that what I should do so that I can go to heaven. But instead, with pride and ego, he said, you send me to heaven with my body. So, order supplier, like that. A guru cannot be treated like in that line. So Vasishtha Muni declined. Then Trishankhu, what he did, he approached the sons of Vasishtha Muni and asked, see, your father denied to send me to heaven with my body. So I am approaching you now. So please send me. So their sons understood. You see, my father is a Brahmarshi and he has denied. If he has denied, then we will not do it. And Trishankhu said, okay, if you all cannot help me, I'll find another guru who can take me. Then Vasishtha Muni's sons, they cursed him that after tonight, after the night, you will become a Chandala because you have such a characteristics of a Chandala. Chandala is a fifth grade person who does not have any moral values. So next day morning, Trishankhu, he applied all the ashes from the cemetery graveyard. He became very ugly. He was wearing a black clothes. He looked like a very dangerous person, like a Tamoguna person. So although this he changed because of that curse, his mind was not changed. He still wanted to go to heaven. Now he approached Vishwamitra Muni. And Vishwamitra Muni was already at the stage of Rajarshi, right? So Vishwamitra Muni, he felt compassion for Trishankhu. At this point, Trishankhu says an important verse. He says, Daivameva param manye paurusham tu nirarthakam. Daivena kramyate sarvam daivam hi paramagatihi. Trishankhu says, I have performed so many great yajnas. I ruled the country very nicely with dharma. I served the great personalities and now I am suffering like this. So what I understand from this is that more than the ability of a man, the will of the Lord or the power of the Lord is superior. Daivameva param manya. Param, that means it is superior. More than the ability of the man, it is the direction and the power of the Lord which is superior. And Vishwamitra Muni, who is the rivalry for Vishwamitra Muni? Obviously Vasishtha Brahmarshi. So he is already in a revenge mood with him. So Vishwamitra Muni said, oh, your Vasishtha Muni didn't do it? I will do it and show you. And he said, I will send you. So Vishwamitra Muni called all his disciples and he ordered, call all the Brahmana priests in the entire country who do the yajnas. Okay, we are going to perform a yajna through which Trishankhu will be sent to along with his body, he will be sent to heaven. If those Brahmanas do not come, you let me know. Everyone started coming except Vasishtha Muni's son. They said, Vasishtha Muni's sons, when they got the invitation, the Vasishtha Muni's sons said, so you see the sacrifice, who is doing the sacrifice? He is a Kshatriya, because Vishwamitra Muni is a Kshatriya. right? And for whom is he doing? He's doing it for a Chandala. So when a Chandala is being a sacrifice is done for a Chandala, how the demigods will come there? They will not go there. So it is not a yajna. So we are not going to come. Vishwamitra Muni heard this response from his disciples. He got very angry and immediately he cursed the sons of Vasishtha Muni that they all will die and will be dragged to the hellish planets by the servants of Yamaraj. And after that, they will be, for 700 births, they will be born in the dog eater's family. And eating the flesh of a dog, they will live. They will have the most ugly bodies. And then he says, whoever he denies me, he will be born in such a low class. See, what do you understand? You see what level, how much enmity he has towards Vasishtha Muni. Anyone related to him, closely related to Vasishtha Muni, he is super angry. Now, Vishwamitra Muni, he lost a lot of his power. Not all the power, but he lost a lot of his power by cursing these Vasishtha Muni's sons. So the yajna started. But the demigods and the great personalities, they did not come there to accept the offerings which are put in the fire. So Vishwamitra Muni said to Trishankhu and to everyone in the assembly, if there is any power left because of my penance, then you go to heavenly planets with your body right now. Immediately, Trishankhu, along with his body, he floated in the air and started going about to Svargaloka, to heavenly planet. At that time, Indra was in the assembly and he saw that Trishankhu is coming with his body. And he understood, you see, his guru denied, his spiritual master denied him to send to Svargaloka. Then how come he's coming? Then other demigod said, no, it is Vishwamitra Muni who is sending him. Immediately Indra cursed that, say, you have not followed the order of your guru. So such guru aparadhis cannot live in this place. They do not have a place here. You get out. So Trishankhu was falling back, upside down, head below and legs up. And he started shouting, oh Vishwamitra Muni, oh Muni, I'm denied the entrance. I've been kicked out of the Svargaloka. And Indra is pushing me down. Please save me. And Vishwamitra Muni, with his power, he said, hold on. And then he was, as it is, he was like that itself. And then he said, I'm going to create another heavenly planet. I'm going to create another Indra and another set of demigods. He had that much of power. He said, demigods, they got perplexed and said, oh, Vishwamitra Muni, you see, we did this because he did not listen to his guru. So he's not eligible here. But by this time, you have already created some heaven planets. There were no inhabitants. But so he said, so we give the permission that he can live in your heavenly planet, which will be outside of this Svargaloka. And he will be served there. So Vishwamitra Muni was also fine. He said, okay, that's fine. So by this time, all this happened, Vishwamitra Muni, he lost all his power that he got from the tapasya. So north he went, he got the boon from Shiva, all wasted into fighting with Vasishtha Muni. South he went, he came to the Rajarshi level, but all that power was wasted in sending Trishankhu and creating a heavenly planet for him. Now he goes to the west. and he started doing the penance in the Pushkar. Pushkar is a very holy place. Even now it is there in Rajasthan. And there, the holy pond is actually the manifestation of Lord Vishnu. So the Lord Vishnu, as a forest, he manifests in Naimisha Aranya. As water, as a tirtha, he manifests in the Pushkar. So he goes to Pushkar. Now, and then he starts doing the penance. Now, at that time, there was a Maharaj, his name was Ambarisha. Now, this Ambarisha is different from the from what is mentioned in the Bhagavatam. And Ambarish Maharaj was a moment. Yeah, and Ambarish Maharaj was ruling in Ayodhya. So he was performing an animal sacrifice, and Indra, all these demigods, he stole the animal. And because he was not able to find the animal, he thought, there are certain ways that instead of animal, maybe if a person is willing to sacrifice, that person can, he can die. He can be sacrificed in that yajna. But when a person is yajna pashu, yajna pashu is like the animal for the sacrifice. As I said, when the sacrifice is done, when the animals are sacrificed, immediately they would get a new body. Animals, depending on what level of that yajna is, either they would get a humanly body where they can again do some bhakti and then get liberated, or they will get a heavenly body. Okay. So the yajna pashu, they were not able to find because Indra took it away. And Ambarish Maharaj, he thought that instead of an animal, he can sacrifice a human. And so he was searching this way, and he went to a mountain where Ruchika Maharshi was doing penance along with his wife. And Ambarish Maharaj asked Ruchika Maharshi that you have 100 sons. Can you please give me one son for the fire sacrifice? And I'll give you 100,000 cows. And at that time, the Maharshi said, I cannot give you my eldest son. The mother said, I will not give my youngest son. So he gave 100,000 cows, and he took one of the middle son in a chariot, and he started returning to Ayodhya. On the way, for some time, he rested near Vishwamitra Muni's ashram. That time, this Ruchika Maharshi's son, he came out running to Vishwamitra Muni, and he fell at his feet to protect him. So Vishwamitra Muni, he turned to his sons and said, actually, the Ruchika Maharshi's son say that, all this has happened. My father has given me as a sacrifice to the yajna. So please save me, but I don't want to be killed. So Vishwamitra Muni, he turned to his sons and said, see, Ambarish Maharaj is doing a sacrifice. So instead of Ruchika Maharshi, because he has taken the shelter of me, can one of you go instead of this boy and get sacrificed? Now the sons of Vishwamitra Muni, they said, my dear father, will anyone kill their own son for the sake of other son? We will not go. Now Vishwamitra Muni again got angry. And he said, see, I'm the reason for all of your birth, and you are declining my order. So all of you go and suffer just like Vasishtha Muni's sons. See, every time, whenever he wants to curse someone, he curses just like this. Vasishtha, become like Vasishtha Muni's sons, become like a dog eaters. That much enmity he had towards Vasishtha Muni. So after that, Vishwamitra Muni tells to this boy's name is Shunasyapa. Okay, he says to Shunasyapa that I'll give you few mantras. So what you do is, at the time of sacrifice, you recite these mantras. They will tie you to a pillar, and you will be decorated with red garlands. And at that time, you recite these mantras, which will please Indra. Indra will come and protect you. So Shunasyapa, he went back to the chariot. Ambarish Maharaj, he took him, and this yajna started. He was tied to a yajna pole, where all the animals are tied, with red color dhoti and all that they tie to him as a yajna pashu. And when it was time for the sacrifice, he recited the mantras given by Vishwamitra. Immediately, Indra came to the sacrificial arena and he said to Ambarish Maharaj, "Okay, my dear Maharaj, I am very pleased with you, with this boy. So I will give you twice the fruitive results of this sacrifice to you. You just let this boy go. You don't even have to perform this. If you perform the sacrifice successfully, whatever the result you would get, twice of that I will give you." So Ambarish Maharaj agreed, and then he stopped. So by this time, again, Vishwamitra Muni, he lost all his power. Now again, he started his penance at Pushkar. And you see how many times he goes up and he falls down, goes up and falls down. And so many times it will happen. Now again, he started his penance at Pushkar. And now at that time, a celestial dancer, Menaka, she came to that sacred place, Tirtha, to take bath. Now looking at her, Vishwamitra Muni was captivated, and he spent 10 years enjoying with her. And from him only, Shakuntala Devi was born, from Menaka and Vishwamitra Muni. And after 10 years, he remembered for what he actually came there. He actually came there to do a penance, to destroy Vasishtha Muni. And what is he doing? He's enjoying with Menaka. So he looked very angrily at Menaka. And she said, "What is my mistake here? I just came here to take bath. I'm a celestial. You got attracted to me. So what can I do?" Then Vishwamitra Muni said, "Okay, fine, I forgive you. You leave this place immediately." And Vishwamitra Muni, he went back to the forest and he continued his penance. And he gave that daughter, Shakuntala, he entrusted to another Muni. And he said, "No, I cannot take care of this baby. You please take care." So that is a different story of Shakuntala. How she got married and how it's a long story. I will cover that later. So now what happened? Now he in the west also nothing was happening. Now he went to north, and he started doing even a great penance. Now because of his penance, tapasya, Brahma appeared there and said, "Now you have reached to the stage of Maharshi." Okay, so I mean, from Rishi to Rajarshi, now you came to Maharshi, the stage of Maharshi. So Vishwamitra Muni asked Brahma that, "Did I conquer all my senses?" Then Brahma said, "No, you have only become a Maharshi now. You need to put in more effort to achieve it. You have to do more tapasya." Then again, Vishwamitra Muni, he started doing a very strong penance. Then another celestial damsel came there to disturb him. And Vishwamitra Muni cursed her also, that you become stone for 10,000 years. So again, he lost all his power due to anger. Now he understood, okay, north direction is also not working, west is not working, south is not working. Let me go to the east direction. So he went to the east direction, and then he started even more greater penance. He stopped consuming food. He stopped his breath. And after 1,000 years, he cooked some food and was about to eat. At that time, Indra, in the form of a Brahmana dress, he came to him and said, "No, I'm feeling very hungry. Could you please give me some food?" Vishwamitra Muni knew that person who came is Indra himself, but still he gave the food without any anger. And then again he started more penance rigorously. Now he performed this tapasya for some more thousands of years, and he became like a skeleton. And fumes were emanating from his head. Dhumra, just when we do agarbatti, how the fumes come, like that. Tapasya dhumra, when a person is in austerity doing tapasya, fumes come. These fumes were emanating from his head, and it started engulfing all the planetary systems. So the demigods, they became afraid. They went to Brahma and requested, can you please give him the position of Brahmarshi? Then Brahma appeared to Vishwamitra Muni and said, Brahmarshe swagatam testu tapatasma sutoshitaha brahmanyam tapasogrena praptavanasi kaushika. So he is Kaushika. Kaushika Maharshi. So now Brahma addressed him, Brahmarshe Swagatam. Swagatam is welcome. Oh, my dear Brahmarshi, you are welcome. I'm very much satisfied with your penance. You have achieved the stage of Brahmarshi by your rigorous penance. But Vishwamitra Muni, he was not satisfied. He said, it's not just you. If you call me that Brahmarshi, I want Vasishtha Muni to call me as a Brahmarshi. If I have reached that stage, then I should be able to perform yajnas and longevity of all. I should have longevity of life. Then all the demigods said, okay, let's call Vasishtha Muni. So they all brought Vasishtha Muni to that place. So Vasishtha Muni came. Vishwamitra Muni, he hugged him. And he said, now I understand what is your stage. My senses are completely conquered. See now, because you see, Vishwamitra Muni, he killed all the sons of Vasishtha Muni. And Vasishtha Muni was never angry. Because when you come to that stage, you will conquer anger. You'll automatically conquer anger. And Vishwamitra Muni, he lost so much because of keeping anger with Vasishtha Muni. But he came to this position to hug him. And he said, because of you, I am in this position today. So Rama and Lakshmana, he heard all the greatness of Vishwamitra Muni. And who is explaining all this? It is Shatananda. So by this time, it became very night. Rama and Lakshmana thinking how great his guru was. So they took rest for that night. Okay.